Hey friends, welcome to Afternoon Yoga and welcome to day 15 of your 30-day journey to presence. We are halfway there, and as such, we're going to talk today about transitions. So it's in your yoga practice, how do you move from one pose to the next? And in what ways are you anticipating? In what ways are you staying present in your body, in the space? And then off of your mat, same thing. When you're transitioning from your work day to your home life or vice versa, how much time do you give yourself to really let that land? We're going to start today in a child's pose at the back of your mat. You can bring your big toes together, knees wide, and then sink hips back. Crawl fingertips forward, forehead comes down to your mat. And just start to elongate the breath. Soft belly, soft fingertips, soft toes. You just start to notice how you've arrived. Whether that's physically in the body, or mentally, cognitively, emotionally. Just doing that little pulse check. And then allowing yourself for the next 15 minutes max to give yourself this time. Put everything else aside. And know that all of that is going to be there. It's still going to be there when you're done. And you'll be in a better space to do it. Inhale, gaze forward towards your fingertips. Press down into your palms. And then take your right hand, thread it underneath your left. Find your right shoulder, your right ear to the mat. Tint up your fingertips and then start to crawl fingers just 1 inch further, creating space in the side body. Pulling your left hip back. Exhale, slowly unwind. We'll just switch it out. Right hand plants down, left hand threads underneath. Come on to left shoulder, left ear. And then find your fingertips, crawl them forward. Keep pulling the hips back. And last breath here. You'll slowly start to unwind. Find your child's pose. And then crawl print by print. So literally press your hands into the mat. 1 inch at a time. Crawl it back. Land with your hips over the heels. Sit back. And then have a nice tall spine here. We'll roll the shoulder blades down and back a couple of times. And then take your hands behind your back. Just catch opposite elbows here. Spread the collarbones wide. And if you can't quite reach for the elbows, you can grab opposite wrists. You can interlace fingers. Anything that's going to open up your chest. And then shift your awareness into your pelvis. Try to tuck the tailbone in and under just a little bit. Knit your lower ribs in so that you have a foundation here. You can take right ear towards right shoulder. Find a little length in the left side of your neck. And then take a slow circle. Gaze goes down towards your mat. And then over and around towards the left. And notice if you've just started to crank the head around, can you slow down like 2 speeds? Take it in the opposite direction over to the left. Exhale, slowly release that grip and then crawl your fingertips forward to the top of your mat. Press your forearms down into the mat. And we want the hands at an 11 here, so just 2 parallel lines. Start to tuck your toes, press down through your palms, and then lift your hips up high. Find a dolphin pose. Take a moment here to just pedal out the feet, bend one knee and then the other, kind of like you're coming into a downward facing dog. Can you press the floor away from you? A little activation in the shoulders. Inhale, breath, gaze forward. Straighten out your right arm and then your left. Find yourself in a downward facing dog. You can take a moment to get your stance right. Spread the fingertips wide. Take up some space on your mat. And then from toes to your nose, scanning into the body. The areas of tension, the areas that are tight. Inhale, rise up onto your tippy toes. Lift your heels. Exhale, slowly start to walk your feet up to meet your hands at the top of your mat. Take your feet nice and wide. Bend your knees and then catch opposite elbows. Release your head and neck. Start to sway from side to side. Exhale, release your grip and then take a bind behind your back. Fingers interlace at your tailbone. Slowly start to straighten out your elbows. Create some space in the chest. Tuck your chin down towards the ground. You can shake your head no. And then shake your head yes. And then slowly release that grip of your fingers down to the mat. Heel toe your feet hips distance. Find a halfway lift. Your choice here. You can find fingertips or hands to your shins. Pull your shoulder blades back wherever you are, tall spine. And then slowly just start to slide your right foot back. Find a low lunge. We'll keep the back knee lifted. Press into your fingertips and just start to move around. Think cat-cow in your spine. Bend and straighten that front leg. Again, just checking in here. Hips, hamstrings, spine, neck. The areas where you're holding tightness. And use your breath in that space. Inhale, bring it forward and through. Find your low lunge. Pivot your back heel flat. Inhale, reach it up and back. Find a reverse triangle, 2 straight legs. Left fingertips reaching towards the sky. And then notice if you're dumping in the low back. Imagine I'm standing behind you, pulling your left arm up towards the sky before you start to pull it back. Gaze stays towards your bicep. Exhale, slowly start to bend into your front knee. Take elbow to your thigh. Find extended side angle. Take right hand to your hip bone and pull that back. Give yourself a little manual adjustment so that we can feel into the hips. Likely that right hip is pointed down towards the ground. I want you to literally pull it open with your palm and then send your right hand towards the sky. Active fingertips here. Notice if you're spilling into that left forearm, can you knit your low ribs in and pull up? Have some integrity here. Bend into your front knee a little deeper. Inhale, slowly start to straighten out your front leg. Reach both arms up high. Find 5-pointed star. Toes out, heels in. Hands come to your heart and then drop your bottom down. Find goddess. You can sway from side to side. Press into your fingertips. Inhale, slowly start to straighten out your legs. Reach your arms high, palms come together. Toes turn in towards the long edge of your mat and then fold on down, wide-legged forward fold. Again here, find movement, find stillness, entirely up to you. It's listening into the body for the cues, where to go. As always, I'm offering you suggestions to your practice here, but if you get to your mat and what I'm offering it doesn't make sense for you, please take what you need for your practice today. This is your space. Inhale, halfway lift. Find your fingertips. Plant your right palm down, right underneath your nose, center of your mat. Inhale, sweep left fingertips towards the sky. Notice how that left hip just creeped up towards the sky. Can you pull it back down to center? It's going to deepen your twist. Exhale, both hands to your mat. Ninja crawl it forward, so stay low to your mat. Find your low lunge at the top. And then right foot meets your left. forward fold, tuck chin to chest. Inhale, sit your bottom down low, reach fingertips high. Find a chair pose, biceps towards the ears. Sink 1 inch deeper. You can check down at your feet. You can actually take some space here. So a lot of teachers will cue toes together, but I actually like the space. So just check in with your own hips and check what works for you, and then sink your bottom a little bit lower. Exhale, sweep your fingertips back, pull pinkies together, reach through the crown of your head. Inhale, both arms high, straighten out the legs, palms come together. Exhale, dive down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to your shins. Exhale, find your fingertips, slide your left heel back. Finding your low lunge with the right knee in the front, start to move around. Bend and straighten, move the spine. Checking in particularly with the left hip here and your left psoas. So although we have the right foot forward, there's a lot happening in that left hip. Inhale, bend into your right knee, pivot your back heel flat. Inhale, cartwheel up and back, straighten out your front leg, find the reverse triangle, reach through right fingertips, find length from fingertips down to your toes. Exhale, start to bend into that front knee, forearm to your thigh. Same thing here, take the left hand to your hip bone. Notice just where it's oriented in space. Mine likes to creep down towards the ground, so I always like to manually pull it open. Notice how that rotates your spine, and then send left hand towards the sky. Hug your lower belly in, find that support, lift through your front toes. Inhale, slowly start to straighten out your front leg. Reach both arms high, find a star, toes out, heels in. Exhale, hands to your heart, sit your bottom down, goddess pose. Inhale, reach fingertips high, straighten it all out. Exhale, hands to your heart, and then turn all 10 toes towards the front of your mat. Step your left foot up to meet your right at the top of your mat. Exhale, hands by your sides, find a mountain pose. Activation in your fingers, lift through your toes, find the ball of your feet here. And then slowly lower down your toes from pinky toe all the way to your big toe. And do that a couple of times. Inhale to lift all 10 toes up off of your mat. And then exhale, pinky toe all the way to big toe, one by one. Inhale, both arms reach towards the sky. Exhale, dive down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to your shins. Exhale, plant your palms, step it back, find a high plank. And then we'll stay here for a moment. Send your heels back, hug your lower belly in, and then just rotate your heels over towards the right. Notice immediately how your weight spills into your right palm. Start to lift your left fingertips. Maybe you just tent here, or maybe you lift left hand towards the sky. Keep sending your hips up. Exhale, bring it back through center. Slowly lower down to your belly. Untuck your toes. Inhale, peel it up, baby cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, push it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your heels high, find your tippy toes. Exhale, just round through your spine on your way to plank. So slow, slow, slow here, like you're moving in slow motion. When you reach the bottom, send your heels back. Hug your lower belly in, and then create some space in between your shoulder blades. Start to send your heels over towards the left, stack your wrist underneath your shoulder, and then peel it open. Find a side plank. Reach through your right fingertips, lift your hips high. Exhale, right hand to your mat. Slowly lower down to your belly. Last one here. Inhale, press it up, peel it up. Exhale, shift back, child's pose. This time, leave your toes together, knees together, sink your hips back, and then take fingertips back behind you. So find this fetal position. Feeling belly on your thighs. Heartbeat in your chest. And slowly roll it up one vertebra at a time. We'll close practice sitting back on your heels. Take a moment, bring your hands to your thighs, and then close down your eyes. Taking that moment to just set inventory here of how you react in the transition moments. For many of us, this transition, any kind, can be difficult. The brain's programmed to go to the next, to the next, to the next. But can you stay with your body? Last breath here, big inhale. Reach your arms up overhead, your palms come together. Exhale, hands to your heart. Bow your head and give gratitude to your practice. From my heart to yours, namaste. I'll see you tomorrow.